Hi, I'm Madeline and this is Let's Get Real, a series on the rapidly changing world of real estate from the perspective of an outsider. With the news going wild, constantly pushing stories on the housing crisis in Colorado, many people are timid to buy or sell a home. Hearing prices are soaring and being told of crazy bidding wars, people question whether to believe the insane stories and whether now is the right time to be buying and selling. To discuss this question, I'll be talking with the veteran real estate broker, Virginia Clair, who is the owner and principal broker of the Urban Mountian Team. All right, let's get real. So Virginia, for those who don't know you, can you give a brief synopsis on your background?
I'd be delighted. Thanks for asking, Madeline. Background. I've been a real estate broker for celebrating 30 years. And as you can tell by my white hair, I probably had a career even prior to that. And I was a diamond broker. So I've always been sort of a middle person when it comes to making sure that things get done. And other than that, I was born in Boston, moved to Colorado way back when, about 50 years ago, to go to school in Boulder, and just stayed because I fell in love with this state. It just really charmed me, and I'm very much privileged to be in this part of the world.
What are some of the common myths about buying and selling residential properties today?
I'm glad you used the word myths because that's all they are. We have a lot of stories floating around about how things are supposed to go. And in reality, they only go the way they go. So when we talk about, is it a good time to sell, a good time to buy, is it the right price, what's the best deal, all of that just depends upon the particular situation, buyer, seller, and property.
Overall, real estate tends to have a cyclical nature. How does the current Denver market fit into this cycle? Is the bubble going to burst?
Bubbles. Okay, I don't think Denver has ever really experienced a bubble. We are a bust and boom state. We're classic. We're part of the mining history of searching for gold, searching for silver, searching for properties. And so with that comes a bit of the urgency, if you will, to have things happen. So I don't consider that quite a bubble as much as I consider it a boom and bust. Bust? I think there are so many people that want to live in Colorado that we're probably sitting pretty happily right at the moment. But if I had a crystal ball, and I don't, I really can't predict. Sorry.
Should people fall into the fear the news stories are perpetuating? What would make today the right time to buy and sell?
Well, news stories are nothing but that, news stories. And I highly recommend that instead of believing what the headlines have to say, because let's face it, that's what gets people to watch TV. No, we don't have newspapers anymore, but the bottom line is it's there to create hysteria. It's there to create drama. So my suggestion, are you asking whether it's a good time to buy or sell? That's when you call somebody like me who's actually in the field, on the street, working with real buyers and real sellers, and having watched the market over a number of years and feeling the pulse of what's most important. So it's always a good time to buy and sell. You can't really predict when it's going to be the best, but it's always good. People have to live somewhere.
A lot of first-time buyers seem frustrated by the bidding wars that have been occurring. How do you and the Urban Mountain Team combat these bidding wars and win the war for your clients?
Well, it's my secret, but I will be willing to share that it does take a little bit of finesse. The frustration certainly can occur because we're talking about human beings. We're talking about people who are making decisions. There's usually emotions involved and so forth. But my job as a real estate broker is to literally narrow down what's important. What does it take to win the day? So we look at a lot of different techniques around how we create the offer, what it is that we do to really shine the light on a buyer for the seller to be excited that they're going to buy their home. So some of those techniques have to do with the terms of the deal, not necessarily the price. Yes, the price is important because everybody looks at that as the big number, but I think a lot has to do with communication. To me, it's all about communication and making sure that there's relationship between the parties.
Just to finish off, do you have any advice for future buyers and sellers?
Well, of course, call the Urban Mountain Team so that we can be by your side to make sure that everything runs smoothly and seamlessly. But do your homework. If you're planning on either selling or buying, give yourself some running room. Really make a plan. And that's what we're here for, is to be by your side to help you make your plan.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
With such a hot market today, buyers and sellers are often uncertain how to proceed and have many questions. Everyone can benefit from the knowledge and expertise of a real estate agent like Virginia Clair to help guide you through the process and discern between myth and truth. Please feel free to contact the Urban Mountain Team to help take care of your needs. It's been real. See you next week for a new episode of Let's Get Real.